Hey everybody, Ashley Garner here. This is not a video about selling real estate, as many of you have gotten to know me for. This one's more kind of a thought-provoking, hopefully. Some of you may know that I am the organizer of a TEDx event. It's called TEDxAirlie in my hometown where I live in Wilmington, North Carolina. And so it's going to be happening on March the 29th, 2019. Ooh, you hear the wind. It's kind of windy up here. Anyway, so I thought I'd put this video out there because we are looking for speakers. We already have about almost 30 applications, actually, from all over the country. We're hopeful to get one or two from an international location. So it's certainly not something that the speaker has to be local to Wilmington. But we're really looking for thought-provoking ideas and jaw-dropping topics and creative solutions to problems and some fascinating research about a medical condition or who knows what, a social ill, or even something simple like a better mousetrap. So those of you who are familiar with TED Talks will know kind of what I'm talking about. Those who aren't, I'll put a link up in the profile here to the application page and to the TEDxAirlie homepage. But give it some thought. If it's not you, well, maybe it is you. Maybe a new year and you say, you know what, I've always wanted to give a talk on this subject. It's something that's on my mind, or I've got a great idea. And so you should take this opportunity because it's pretty cool. Or maybe you're a professional speaker. Maybe you're promoting a book that you've written, or an idea that you have, that you've given speeches before. This is your chance to do it again. So we would encourage that. So just to share my own thing that's been on my mind a lot, I'm in real estate, so I'm a real estate broker, and I'm a real estate investor in multifamily apartments and things like that. And so I talk a lot about it, as you might imagine, with my family. And I was in the car with my daughter, who's 7, recently, and we were talking about apartment buildings and what it means and how we provide housing for other people, and it's something that's very necessary, etc. And that's how we make our living and, can afford our food and the house that we live in, and etc. And then about the same time, we came upon the subject of homelessness, and so we talked about what is being homeless and how that is different from our life. And my daughter said, well, Daddy, why don't we just, give them a place to live? You do apartments, just give everybody a place to live. And, my first inclination was, nah, that ain't gonna work. But then I said, you know what, honey? Let's make that our mission. Maybe we can find a solution to that. So interestingly enough, I'm talking about it with some grown-up people now, and it makes me wonder, what is the reason that we don't do that? I mean, obviously there's enough money in every town and in everywhere to provide the physical housing unit to everybody who's homeless, no matter what the size of the town or the amount of the homeless people. There's enough money that it wouldn't make an impact on the people who have it, to provide that housing. So I say, well, is it just sheer greed that we don't provide the housing? And I know that's not the case, because I know enough generous people that would give the money. I would give it. If I had the money, would I give enough to house all the people that need a house in my hometown? Absolutely would. But so then you think, all right, so what if I did that? And now what? So then the hard part comes. Well, would the people who are homeless want to live there? If they had mental illness, would they be able to understand what was going on and take part in it? Would the government step in and say we had to have certain regulations on stairwells and handrails and fire alarms? Or what if somebody was under the influence of drugs when they came to live there? What if it got dirty? Who cleans it? All of those things, I think, are probably more the reason why the housing doesn't get provided. It's not the generosity, I think. So anyway, maybe there's somebody out there in the world who has figured this out. we would certainly love to have you talk at TEDxAirlie, and so you could share this. But I share my own thought-provoking thought, just so maybe others will do some deep thinking, and maybe you want to make application and be a speaker, or maybe you know somebody anywhere in the world who would like to share their thoughts. So Happy New Year. Get excited for 2019, set some goals that stretch you a little bit, and stick with them. Take care.